Bonjour, mes amis. Today, we're diving into a friendly rifle rumble, the German Kar98k versus the French MAS-36. These are two classic World War II era bolt-action rifles with very different personalities. That's right. On one side, we have the Kar98k, K for quartz, the short rifle that German soldiers shouldered through World War II. On the other, the MAS-36, a rugged French rifle that was supposedly never fired, only dropped once. Let's see how they truly stack up. First, a quick history. The Kar98k was secretly developed in the 1930s. Germany couldn't openly rearm after World War I, so they even assembled rifles under a Swiss underwear factory, believe it or not. By June 1935, it became the Wehrmacht's standard rifle. In fact, they'd produced over 14.6 million Kar98ks by 1945. The MAS-36, meanwhile, was France's answer to outdated World War I rifles. Adopted in 1936, it replaced the old Lebel and Berthier models. French designers learned from trench warfare. They made the MAS much shorter and lighter than the World War I era Lebel. Think of it as a rifle born for tight trenches, roughly 40 inches long with a 22.6-inch barrel. The French even gave it a two-piece stock and a spine-like metal receiver. It wasn't pretty, but boy was it rugged. The MAS-36 earned a reputation as one of the most robust rifles of the era. Many French colonial units still used it in World War II and even in Indochina and Algeria. Meanwhile, the Kar98k was a mauser through and through. It had a 24-inch barrel and weighed about 8.3 pounds empty. It held 5 7.92 by 57 millimeter 8mm mauser rounds, each roughly 197 grains in an internal magazine. German troops liked it. By the invasion of Poland in 1939, over 2 million Kar98ks were in German hands. By comparison, the MAS-36 carried 5 7.5 by 54 French rounds, about 139 grains at around 2700 FPS. That 7.5 millimeter round is actually pretty potent, close to modern .308 ballistics. The MAS's bullet flew roughly 850 meters per second, or 2,789 feet per second, versus the Kar98k's 760 meters per second, or 2,493 feet per second. In other words, the MAS shot a lighter, flatter trajectory round, while the Kar98k punched with a heavier bullet.
Let's compare design. The Kar98k is based on the classic German M98 Mauser action. It has two massive locking lugs up front, plus a third safety lug, which makes it very strong and safe when firing powerful 8mm rounds. The bolt handle is turned down and swept back, making rapid cycling easier and letting optics sit lower on the receiver. Each Kar98k was finely made. Germans even had inspectors test fire every rifle before it left the factory. The MAS-36 took a different approach. Its bolt has two locking lugs at the rear of the bolt, similar to a Lee Enfield. This rear locking design helps keep the action shorter and was less prone to jamming in dirty trenches. The MAS bolt handle is bent forward in a funny dogleg shape. It looks awkward, but it's supposed to bring the bolt knob closer to your firing hand for smoother cycling. It is an unusual style, though. Many shooters grumble at the odd angle. The magazines are similar. Both hold 5 rounds in an internal stack, loaded via 5-round stripper clips. One interesting difference, the Kar98k has a traditional sword bayonet that clamps on the front, whereas the MAS-36 cleverly stores its 17-inch spike bayonet in a tube under the barrel. You pull it out, snap it around, and go. That French tube bayonet is neat, no scabbards needed, and it doesn't touch the barrel, so your shot doesn't lose zero. The sights also differ. The MAS-36 uses a large aperture, peep, rear sight, adjustable 100 to 1200 meters, and a thick trapezoid front post. It's very keep it simple. Big numbers, big post. The Kar98k has a conventional open rear sight, a tangent leaf with a U-notch, and a hooded post front. The hood was added in 1939 to cut glare. Both had iron sights good out to a few hundred meters. The K98K is effective to a similar 500 meters iron sights, the MAS-36 to a similar 400 meters. Not sniper ranges, but fine for its era. Oh, and one more safety note. The Kar98k has a 3-position safety on the bolt. The MAS-36 has none. Yep, the MAS has no manual safety lever. The French doctrine was, soldiers fire on command, so just keep the chamber empty until you need to shoot. Kinda scary by today's standards, but it made the rifle lighter and simpler.
Time to talk numbers and shooting. The Kar98k's 7.92mm round was slowish but heavy. Wikipedia notes its muzzle velocity is 760 meters per second, or 2,493 feet per second, sending a 198-grain bullet downrange. The French 7.5 by 54mm is a bit lighter, 139 grams, and faster, about 850 meters per second. In practice, the MAS bullet shoots flatter with less drop at moderate ranges, but the Kar98k's bigger round had more punch. Both rifles are fairly accurate for World War II battle rifles, good iron sight groups at a few hundred meters. In real firing tests, the MAS-36 is often described as smooth to shoot. The bent bolt and rear locks give it a silky action, but nobody claims it's lightning fast. It's a bolt action after all. The Kar98k's Mauser action is legendary. Its controlled feed extractor means you can flip the rifle any which way and it'll still feed reliably. For accuracy, the K98k was known to be very solid. Some factory match-grade Kar98k rifles were earmarked for sniping with scopes. So if you tuned it up, it could outshoot a lot of other battle rifles of the time. What about rapid fire? Both are bolt actions, so neither is blazing fast compared to semi-autos. Soldiers could only fire as fast as they cycled the bolt. Critics say Hitler fell behind by not giving every German a semi-auto, but remember, the Germans planned differently. They leaned on machine guns as their main firepower. The K98k was the backup, which made them keep it reliable, not necessarily as fast as a Garand. The MAS-36 was similar. By the time World War II ended, the age of the bolt action was on its way out, but this little French rifle still proved it had legs. In jungle and desert battles, Vietnam, Cambodia, North Africa, you name it, the MAS-36 held its own. Captured MAS rifles were even used by the Vietnamese and Khmer forces, so apparently it's the man not the rifle proverb applied.
We might not settle the age-old best rifle debate today, but we can say the Kar98k and MAS-36 each did exactly what they were meant to do. If you loved heavy 8mm slabs and military tradition, you'd respect the Kar98k. If you loved a no-nonsense rifle you could slash through a jungle with, you'd tip your beret to the MAS-36. Both earned their stripes in history and made us some great stories to tell, Thanks for joining our deep dive. Keep your powder dry and your sense of humor loaded. I'll be on tow until our next weapon showdown. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more gun history and friendly fire chats. Au revoir.